All right, gang, here we are. We're in our week 4. So this week, the second essay, that being your descriptive essay, will be due by Sunday the 31st. That is Sunday by 11:59 p.m. And you guys will get an idea of how I tend to look at things and grade things in terms of papers, essays, when you start getting back your narratives this week. So I'm going to try to get to those sooner rather than later. I will let you know that I have family coming in and out of town for the next couple of weekends. So look to get those essays back by the first half of week 4. Okay, so we're talking that Monday through that Wednesday. So be on the lookout for the narratives, and then you could kind of get an idea of where I tend to grade you guys, how I assess you guys according to the rubric. So you'll see how you did in the structure, content, style and language, and format categories as a tool for maybe how to approach your second essay. Now, of course, with this essay, you're not focusing on a story per se or a narrative. This time you're focusing on adding vivid description to a person, place, or thing. And again, just like the narrative, guys, with this one too, you can use the kind of groundwork you did that you laid down in the exercises 4 and 5. You had to write a couple of paragraphs for those, okay? If that helps you, if you have something coherent, something, a unifying person, place, or thing in those 2 paragraphs, then by all means, go ahead and do it for your paper. So let's say you were writing about your grandmother, or your pet cat, or a particularly delicious recipe, that meal that you make, okay? Whatever it is, you guys can use that as the subject for your descriptive essay, in theory. So look at the exercises as kind of building blocks, getting you prepared to write the essay. I think that's a good way to look at the exercises. The exercises, all the first unit, all the narrative stuff, except the essay, has been returned and graded to you guys, so you should know where you stand right now, everything but the first essay, the narrative. And that is coming your way, as I said, within the first half of this week. So that is our order of doing things, guys. As I mentioned with last video, a week of work devoted to the unit, and then an essay week. So after this essay week, we're going to get into argumentation and persuasion. We're going to have an essay on that, and then we're going to have a final research essay on that argumentative, persuasive topic. But that's not until a few weeks now. Just kind of want to give you a little taste of what lies ahead. But for the descriptive, think of how you might want to organize your essay. So, for example, if you're writing about your grandmother, you could organize your essay in terms of maybe one paragraph could be describing the way in which she showed you love. The next paragraph could be about how she was especially brave or courageous, let's say, or wise. And then a final body paragraph could be, let's say, her dynamic with her siblings, or her children, your parents. Okay, so go ahead and plot out the essay. Okay, the exercises give you organizing strategies for descriptive. Of course, those are due by now, as you all are watching this video. But those organizing strategies in the descriptive unit was getting you to go from X to Y using a certain method or strategy. For example, one of them was spatial order. Okay, so if I describe the inside of my house, how would I go about doing that? Well, I'd have to think of the particular structure in which I'd want to do it. Maybe I'd start describing my house in terms of the rooms themselves. Okay, so I could start in my case, when you walk in my house, the stairs going up are right there. And then off to your left, it's the living room that opens up into the kitchen. Okay. So I could describe that. And then as I'm, say, going up the stairs, going to upstairs, I could start describing those rooms. Okay. So you could, in theory, using this example, structure your entire essay in terms of the way in which you come about the certain features or rooms in your house. Okay, and it could be ordered first time here, then here, then here, then here. This is what I see. This is what I experience. Taste, touch, smell. This is what I sense. Okay, so just like the narrative too, that's a good thing to remind you all about, is that you are, again, appealing to the five senses: taste, touch, hearing, smell. I always invariably forget one of those senses whenever I list them out. So you'll forgive me the one I'm embarrassed to forget at the moment. But you are still appealing to the senses because that's what makes your subject come to life. Okay? It's just that this time you're not necessarily rendering this thing in terms of a story. So it doesn't have to be a story about your grandmother, let's say, or about your house, let's say. It's just you painting what I call a word picture, okay, of whatever your subject is: grandmother, house, pet cat, that dish that's super delicious that you make, whatever it is, okay? So that is what we're working on for this week. Same format as the narrative. It's in the MLA format. There's a paper, there's an attachment for file format in Blackboard. If you ever need a refresher on how things look in terms of the heading, the MLA heading, that you need a page number with your last name accompanying each page number, the way things are spaced, the fact that it's got to be Times New Roman, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you're following that just like you did with the narrative essay. Same length too, say 2 pages minimum. Try to cap it at 3, 2 to 3 pages, let's say. Okay, so that's going to run you about 5 paragraphs. That's introduction with your thesis, your main idea about the person, place, or thing you're describing, body paragraphs A, B, and maybe C, and then your conclusion paragraph. That'll naturally run you about 2 to 3 pages anyway, okay? So if you guys, I will tell you that I'm not really going to be that available for draft checks. What I usually like to do the week during which an essay is due is to give you guys at least a few days during the week. And usually I ask that you do this with me in the first part of the week anyway. But I'm just telling you, if you send something to me Wednesday beyond this week, so that is the 27th onward through the weekend, don't expect a turnaround from me with any commentary or guidance on your essay, because like I said, I'm actually going to be in Orlando next Thursday through Saturday night. So I'll be busy with family that weekend, and then they're going to visit me. My brother and sister-in-law and nieces are visiting our home this weekend. So that's why I'm sending this out Monday, just letting you guys know it's going to be kind of a busy week behind the scenes with me. So I'll try to do the best that I can do, reaching out and helping you guys if you reach out to me. Just let me know if you need anything. I'll try to be as of service as I can. But you got your second essay to work on. That is all we have this week. I will reopen the blogs for this week as well. So remember, blogs are going to be assessed, tacked onto your final research essay for bonus points. So it's always worth participating in the blog. Remember, that's your space to just kind of sound off on any assignments. Maybe you want to kind of talk to other classmates about how they go about doing assignments. Maybe they're getting really good grades, and perhaps you're wondering, hey, what are you doing that is earning you such high scores consistently? Whatever it is. As you guys know by now, it's kind of a dressed down way of communicating with each other and getting engaged in the class. Okay, so blogs open this week, paper due, and I think that is it. And I am going to be out of town second half of the week through to at least the first half of the weekend. Okay, so guys, with that said, I'm going to sign off to you all. Mr. Volpe here saying have a great week 4, folks. And everyone, for the most part, doing pretty well so far. So that is good to report. So see you guys later. Bye-bye.